Something new is happening over Eastern Europe. For the first time, Royal Air Force Typhoons are flying air defense missions over Poland, armed and ready to intercept Russian aircraft. It's a serious shift in NATO's posture, and it signals rising concern over the Kremlin's recent incursions into alliance airspace. So what triggered this, and where might it lead? Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to MGG Geopolitics. It's been a little while since my last upload, but today's topic cuts right to the heart of NATO-Russia tensions, and it's unfolding in real time. On September 20th, 2025, Royal Air Force Typhoons flew their first NATO air defense sortie over Polish airspace. This is part of Operation Eastern Sentry, a mission designed to shore up NATO's eastern flank amid renewed Russian aggression. But to understand this moment, we need to rewind. Tensions in Eastern Europe have obviously been building ever since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, but this month, they've taken a sharper and more dangerous turn. On the evening of September 9th and into the 10th, around 19 Russian Gerberas drones crossed into Polish airspace during a broader attack on Ukraine. Some of these were shot down by NATO aircraft. And just days later, on September 13th, Romania reported that its airspace had also been breached by a Russian drone, raising fresh alarm in Bucharest. Then, on September 19th, Estonia reported something even more direct. 3 Russian MiG-31 fighter jets entered its airspace without warning, transponders off, and no flight plans filed. They remained inside Estonia's airspace for 12 minutes, longer than usual and deep enough to be seen as a serious violation. Estonia called the move unprecedentedly brazen, summoned the Russian ambassador, and, like Poland, is now requesting Article 4 consultations with NATO. So we now have 2 frontline NATO members, Poland and Estonia, simultaneously sounding the alarm over Russian aerial provocations, and both are calling on the alliance to respond. The Eastern Sentry mission was announced shortly after these incidents, on September 12th by NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte and Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, General Alexis Grinkovich. It's a rapid deployment aimed at reinforcing NATO's eastern airspace and deterring any further escalation from Moscow. The UK is now playing a central role. British Defence Secretary John Healey called Russia's actions reckless and said the UK is committed to defending NATO airspace. Prime Minister Keir Starmer echoed that, calling the deployments vital to European and British security. And now RAF Typhoons are in the sky over Poland. So this really forms part of a larger response to the increasingly confrontational stance adopted by the Kremlin. So what exactly is the RAF doing in Polish skies? The UK MOD confirmed the deployment on September 15th. Typhoon jets from RAF Coningsby, supported by Voyager aerial refueling tankers from RAF Brize Norton, are now integrated into NATO's Eastern Sentry operations. They're working alongside Danish F-16s, French Rafales, and German Eurofighters, each performing high readiness patrols near NATO's eastern edge. The RAF Typhoons are on live alert, equipped with AMRAAM and ASRAAM air-to-air missiles. With Warsaw roughly 1,900 kilometers away from Coningsby, these sorties involve precision coordination and logistics, but operating from the UK avoids the complications of forward deploying crews and infrastructure. British jets were airborne as Russia launched another round of strikes on Ukraine, underscoring just how fast the situation can escalate. So what does this mean in the broader geopolitical picture? On the one hand, this is NATO showing resolve. The message to Moscow here is pretty clear: violations of Allied airspace won't be tolerated. It also reassures Poland, Estonia, and other Eastern members that NATO is more than just a paper alliance and that it's willing to move fast when threats materialize. But it's also risky. Russia has already responded aggressively to Western support for Ukraine, and with airspace violations happening across the Baltic, from Poland to Estonia, the margin for error is shrinking, because Russia's economy is now fully militarized and Putin won't and probably can't end the conflict. His only option in my view, or arguably, is escalation. Looking forward, we could see more Allied rotations with greater numbers of aircraft, including additional surveillance assets. There's also growing talk in Brussels and London about upgrading European missile defense, especially with drone warfare becoming a permanent fixture of modern conflict. But, as I've discussed in a previous video, this is a very long way from being realized. So the bottom line is this: the RAF's move into Polish airspace marks a real shift. It's a tangible adjustment to a more volatile European security environment. Is it enough to deter further Russian provocation, or does it risk dragging NATO closer to a direct clash? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. If you found this breakdown useful, hit like, subscribe, and stick around and look out for more videos coming later next week.